About the parent association, I'ma deal with Papa Smurf. I'ma deal with that little dirty nigga. I heard you out buying. Every time you look in the mirror, you see a cracker, nigga. Every time you look in the mirror, you see a cracker, nigga. So you got to go extra hard because you trying to prove to yourself that you a black man. I ain't got that problem. I'm melanated, bitch. I'm melanated, bitch. When I look in the mirror, I see a black man. When you look in the mirror, you see a cracker, nigga.
Welcome to the Light Skin Banter, and today's topic will be why I believe light-skinned black men all over the world, not just in America or anywhere else, should not be pro-black. Now, I know this video might come off controversial to some or to many, but yeah, this is just my take on this whole thing. Now, in the earlier stages of me being a young man, in terms of like before I entered uni, means I just came off high school, what you guys would call high school, what I would call secondary school, I was introduced into the conscious community, the conscious world through the internet, through TV. People like Umar Johnson, also all these other people, black historians, the pro-black space, the whole thing, the whole shebang. I was introduced to it, and I thought it was for all black people. Light skin, mixed, black, goes for all types of black people. That's what I thought. But as I started to grow into my own self-awareness, I discovered that the pro-black space is just simply dark skin worship. Now, I love my dark skin brothers and sisters. I literally have dark skin family members, siblings, but what I'm saying is the ideology is what I'm tackling, is nothing but dark skin worship. Now, you see in that video Dr. Umar ranting, he had a beef. If you don't understand the context, he had a beef with another conscious individual called Saran Seti, and he was a light-skinned guy. And for people you would think are conscious, you would think that they believe we are all one people, right? But what does he do? Calls him a Caucasoid, a white person, calls him an albino. Shout out to my albino friends, because I have a lot of albino friends. He called him an albino, like it's an insult. He said he lacks melanin, and that Dr. Umar, is melanated. Now, let me go into why it's dark skin worship. Alright, the whole pro-black shebang. And this is why self-hating light-skinned people fall into the trap of the pro-black world, not realizing that world does not recognize them, it does not appreciate them, and it is not for them. Now, the topic of melanin and its so-called superiority, right? Having so much melanin. Everybody has melanin scientifically. Maybe some have it more than others, have it deep and tone more than others. Well, yikes. But, you see, just like the white man, like I said, there's a comparison to white supremacy and, black, dark skin supremacy. White supremacy, the only difference is that they have power. The difference is that the dark skin, black supremacist doesn't have power in the West, but there's a difference between them, but they have a similar rhetoric. They have a very similar rhetoric. And the rhetoric is, if you don't have enough melanin, you are an inferior human being. That is the rhetoric at the end of the day. That the black man was born superior, the black man was born better than the white man, and also that includes you, who also lacks melanin, Mr. Light-Skinned Man, Mr. Biracial, Mr. Mixed, Mr. Creole, Mr. Colored. That includes you, that, you're inferior. Basically, that's the idea. And I know a lot of people will come into my comments and say, no, that's not it. No, it's never been about all African people. It's been about dark skin worship. Because, let me give you an example. Another so-called pro-black who does that in his music, who's an artist, is Kendrick Lamar. Exactly what Umar did. Notice the pattern, right? Exactly what Umar did. Colonizer, not black enough. He said that to Drake. Now, what you will discover is that the guys they were beefing never spoke about skin tone. The beefing was about different things, sure. But notice that on the light-skinned guy's side that they usually beef, those guys never bring up skin tone. But guess who brings up skin tone? Guess who brings up the inauthenticity of the light-skinned black man, mixed or multiracial? It's the dark skin. They always bring it up. They will bring up your inauthenticity. And this is why I ceased being pro-black. Because it's not for me. It's not for people like me. I do not belong in that world. And this doesn't mean I'm not African. I am African as fuck. Alright? I love my African people. I prefer not, that's my culture. I prefer to be in no other continent but the African continent, alright? And I will, what I'm focused on and what I advise every person of my hue, whether mixed race, light skin, black, Creole, colored, anybody of my hue, what I advise you is focus on economic competition, focus on being good at whatever you do, focus on success, and focus on contributing to your society as best you can. But leave pro-black ideals alone. They're not for you. Alright? It's just not for you. It's just something I just want to speak about because I know a lot of light-skinned people who are just light-skinned saviors who have this time to speak for dark-skinned black people. No, I think they can speak for themselves. I think that the ideology was created for them, just like the white man created white supremacist eugenics ideas for himself. I think that the dark-skinned black man created, pro-blackness. And the greatest thing on earth is a dark-skinned black man for himself. It was not for us. So, this doesn't mean we should love dark-skinned black people any less. I think that not every dark-skinned black person subscribes to pro-black ideals. But we should be less pro-black, or let me put it like this, less into the stupid ideal and the idea, because what people don't get is that I'm not against, African people coming together. I'm against the idea of black supremacy. I don't believe black supremacy exists. I don't believe white supremacy exists. I don't believe in any group or race of human is superior to the other. It's not true. Whether a white person says it, whether a black person says it, it's not true. So let's focus on the real things, competing in this planet, competing against any group of people, and also contributing to the society that we're in. I'm African and I'll contribute to the African continent. I hope I do great things and I contribute to the African continent, but I do not subscribe to black supremacy. I do not subscribe to white supremacy. And I do not think it's evil to date other groups of people.